Hello everyone. So today we're going to make one of the rice dishes that I make. I make a whole bunch of different ones, but this is the one I picked for today. I don't really have measurements, so please bear with me. So we got 1 cup of rice and butter in the bottom. I like to fry the rice off first. We're adding about 2 teaspoons of salt here, and my battery dies, so I do have to change it. Hence the jump. Now, get that all stirred in, get the butter coated on the rice and the salt. And then we're going to start adding some more seasonings. Bear with me here. Okay, here we go. Basil. I add about a 1/4 teaspoon of basil. Just adds that little bit of, what is that in there? Some dill, about a 1/4 teaspoon again. I add dill to everything. What's next? I'm trying to figure it out myself. What's next? What is next? Tomato powder. I need to make more of this, but tomato powder. I add about 2 tablespoons of this. If you don't have tomato powder, add about a tablespoon of tomato paste. It'd be about the same thing. Then, come on, girl. What's next? Package dehydrated chives. I add about a good, probably 2 tablespoons of it. I always add tons of it. You can add onion and garlic powder. This is my onion powder. Stir it in there. I like to fry the seasonings just because it helps bring out the flavors in it just a little bit more. I always find it helps. Now, if I remember correctly, I'm going to be getting some dehydrated peppers. I add about a tablespoon worth. Nope. I learned I'm running low on that. That is the chipotle chili pepper. I'm running low on that. I need to get more of that. And that's just for heat. Add as much or don't even add it if you don't want to. Now, coming up, it should be black pepper. Because why not? Again, that's just flavoring. Paprika. I add paprika to all my rice dishes. I find it just adds that little bit extra. Sometimes I use smoked paprika. Sometimes I use regular. This time I use regular. See, I can tell by my spice containers of what one it is. Yes, here are the dehydrated peppers now. Oh, I add 2 tablespoons worth. I don't know why I do it. I just like the way it goes. I normally add dehydrated peas to this, but I don't have any dehydrated peas right now. I had to make some. But instead, I end up by adding frozen peas to it. I do it off camera. I remember after the fact that I had peas in the freezer. So I added some frozen peas to it. Worked fine. Now here I should be adding the chicken stock to it, which is 2 cups plus about half a cup to 3/4 of a cup of extra water for the dehydrated items. Okay, so now what you want to do is cook this the exact same way as you would cook your rice normally. Get the water up to boil, turn it down, let it cook for however long, whatever rice you're using is how long. This is brown rice, well, it's par cooked brown rice. So it cooks for 25 minutes, I think it is, if I remember right. Takes about half an hour start to finish, if I remember right. And that's all you want to do with this. Now, when it's done, I normally end up by needing to add a little more salt just to give it that, packaged flavor that you need. The salt, you don't need to add it. You can leave it out. Now, here it is when it's done. I did end up by adding a little more margarine, butter, whatever you guys use, to it, just because I felt it needed that little bit extra. You can see we're having pork chops with it. But that is how I make. This is just one of them. I make many different ones. This just happens to be one of them. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you again really soon.